Alright, Spaceless Tech. On my bench to show you today is a Pico Pad. You may be thinking, what is a Pico Pad? Basically, kind of clues in the name. It's a Pi Pico 1 or 2, a 2-inch screen, some buttons, speaker, battery, that's it. Hardware. So let's give you a quick look at the software. So if you boot it up, it'll just boot to this, where you can select games from, or software from the SD card. If you want to reload the last one, I think it's the X button. Press that, and then which is a NES emulator, which is pretty cool. Not the greatest in the world, but it does the job. Kind of got a retro Pi style fast save system where you press the X button and the up, and then you can press L to load, and it'll load the last thing in there. And then if you want to go, press reset, and you can go back to the home screen, and you can load up some different games if you want, or demos. Let's just load you one to show you a quick. So it raises it, loads it, and there you go. So I'll show you, this is the Pi Pico 2 that's inside this one. The Pi Pico 1 was in my sort of development hell. Look at the state of this. It was basically the same board, but I just had everything on headers. The battery is the Pi Pico 1, it's got the SD card, reader on there, it's got a TP5046 charge circuit. It's a custom one I made. It's got a switch, it's got the screen, it's got the buttons, and that's it. That is it. You can literally, you could have like the screen and the Pi Pico, and then that's what you need to have the software. Once as well, if you load the software once, oops, on the SD card, and you load it up with that one in, it'll just load to the last thing that's on there, which is quite cool. I don't know, you could use this for I think you could use this for some really low cost sort of hardware if you really wanted to. You don't have to have all the buttons on there. You could just have the D-pad and one button if you wanted to. Have really basic software. That's the kind of thing that drew me in. I thought you could make a single-use device for really cheap. I'll show you the inside of this one just to give you an idea of what the inside is like. So I designed the shell myself, which was it's kind of like an afterthought. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do a custom shell for it. Didn't really think that much of it until I started actually doing it, and I was like, oh my god, this is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. But it ended up right in the end. There's a few design decisions I decided to make. Like with the D-pad, I was originally going to have it with just like the 4 buttons, sort of like switch style. But then I ended up with, let's take the SD card out before I break it. Ended up with a proper D-pad, but look, as you can see on the inside, you got the SD card reader, you got a recycled e-cig battery, you got the Pi Pico 2 in there, Pico 2 Plus, you got the charge circuit there, you got the power button, and then if you pop this out, as you can see, there's the buttons there, there's the switch. Because I made the switch like on a extended switch like I did on my iPod build. But if you look at the front, I went with these really deluxe sort of clicky buttons that you get in the DS original, the Gameboy SP, and the DSi, I believe. These just give it a nice premium feel. Got a little Pico speaker, because the original schematic for this, because that's what also was great. It was kind of like reminded me of the Audio Boy, where you could they give you the sort of schematic and just like get at it. And so I did that, but I had like a proper circuit with a 2N2222 transistor, sort of to a proper speaker, but I just YOLO'd it with just a piezo speaker, and it kind of works. It's good enough for what it is. If you want a proper speaker, you could probably even put like a headphone jack in if you wanted to. And also, if you look at this one, there is also room for expander headers, but I just kept this one as sort of like a proof of concept, as like what is the sort of bare minimum I can get going. If I do like it, I can also build like a proper one with the full headers on it and stuff, which I might do. I might build like some other different hardware maybe. I was wanting to hopefully have this, was going to have the screen stuck to the board, like a raw screen, just soldered straight on, but that didn't happen on this build. This was a sort of like I say, it was just bare bones. What can I get the hardware? Because I got this one working, and as I ordered the stuff, I thought I'll spin the board, send it off, sort of like save some time, but didn't realize that the header on this screen was different than the pinouts on the other screen that I ordered. There's a few other different screens that I had as well. I think I broke this one. This one is the ST7789VW, because I think this one is just the V1. This one comes with a backlight controller, so you can control the backlight brightness with it, but these ones don't. And I also ordered like a raw screen to try and solder that on, like I said, but that didn't happen. I still need to investigate that a bit more. I don't know if I'm going to or not, but I also as well, this is another development board that I've just one of these ones with just the bare minimum on it. This is the one. This Pico 2, I could not get to work with the screen. Same software flash to it and all that, and I don't know why, it just does not work. And then I also seen on Hackaday someone was talking about this board, sort of slating it, saying that it wasn't working. So I don't know if it is something to do with these boards, but I went with these different ones, the RP2350 Plus. They're a little bit more expensive. I'm talking like they're like £6 or something like that. But it also has the battery, so you can touch your battery. But I don't think it charges. I think it's one of them stupid ones that just you can power it from a battery, but you can't charge it, which in my mind is kind of pointless. If you're putting a LiPo cell on there, you've got to have some charging circuitry. So yeah, let's take a look at these buttons. This is the D-pad. It's just got some little knobbly bits, and it's got like a knobble bit to sort of rotate on. So it just presses them, and then these are just basic buttons with a little sort of like a funnel to them, and that presses them, and it's just that is that simple. I'm going to obviously release the design files, the PCB files, the shell files. If you want to do this, basically as well, it sort of has standoffs here, or like an edge sort of standoffs here, where it kind of sits in. Ooh. Like so, sort of feed the like that, and then on the back here it also has some standoffs, so it's like a sort of sandwiches the PCB in between. Let's put this in here. I think this goes like this. Does it? There you go. So yeah, that is it really. It's just a bare bones board. You can just have a really basic build if you want to. You know, as I was thinking, it was like some kind of standalone device. I was kind of like going to replace my Game & Watch, my modded Game & Watch, because these are obviously going to get more expensive, more harder to get a hold of as time goes on. I kind of wanted like a disposable device that you could always chuck in your work bag, or you could take with you, you could do sort of stuff with it. But I've yet to build any like software for this either. I kind of had a go, but I could only get it to work on the Raspberry Pi 1 for some reason, the build script and stuff. So I was hoping to get like a temperature sensor or something that you could pop in there. Like you say, you could have something like really cheap. Oh God, that's going to fall out. Sort of like a really cheap, nice little build. You could. I want something to like go in your, put in your bag. That'll constantly show the temperature. That's really cheap to build as well, almost disposable. But yeah, as always, the 3D print files will be in the GitHub repo. I've give two different versions. There's one because this has got I've got a fancy Creality K2, not sponsored. I actually just bought this with my real money, the Black Friday sale. So it's got like the the dual filament system. So there's two versions. There's multicolored, which is this one, which is you can print this. You can do this on a normal printer. You just need to sort of do your Z hops and all that kind of stuff with it. But yeah, there's this one single color, or there's this one which is the multicolor, which is if you've got a fancy printer, you can print that one on. But yeah, it's as always, thanks for watching. Bye.